You can do that 3 to 6 times, long stroking movements to start. And then once you feel like they're just relaxed, you can go ahead and start. So like I said, you're going to take your 2 middle fingers and you're going to start at the chin, work your way up to the mouth, to the corners of the nose, the corners of the eyes, and then go up to the forehead. So, but you're going to do 3 each. Now the effleurage is light circles. So you're going to start here and you're going to do teeny tiny circles along the jawline, all the way up to the bottom of the ear. Then you slide back down. Then you go again. Long, light stroke, light circles, all the way up the jawline, slide back down. You don't ever want to pull down. You want to always pull up because that you're trying to get rid of gravity's damage. So you're pulling everything up. So you're going to pull up. Then you slide, you just glide over the skin back down. When you're done with those 3 sets, you go to the corner of the mouth. Then you go light circles, slide back to the corners of the mouth. 3 sets of light circles to the probably about where the ear, like your whatever this is in your ear. Do that 3 times to the bottom of the ear. Slide back 3 times to the bottom of the ear. Slide back. Okay, so 3 times. You're just doing little bitty circles, and then once you get back to the mouth, you come up to the corner of the nose. 3 light circles, and you're probably going to go to probably the middle of the ear. Slide back to the points of the sides of the nose. 3 circles to the middle of the ear. Slide back. 3. Slide back. Then you come up the nose, around to the eyes, and then you're going to do 3 sets of circles, and this will hit probably the temples of their head. And you slide back for it. You're not going very far, but you're still doing 3 little circles there. Move back up, 3 little circles, slide back up, 3 little circles, slide back up. Then from there, you can come up here. You do 3 sets of circles to the edge of the forehead, glide back up, 3 sets of circles, glide back up, 3 sets of circles, glide back up. Then you move to the next section. You got a big forehead. So some people will not have big foreheads. They have teeny tiny little short foreheads. Like it's literally 2 fingers and done. That's it. So those people, you don't have a lot of room and you actually get stuff in their hair. That's fine. You got stuff to clean them up with afterward. Now, you'll keep going until you run out of hairline, and then you just slide back up. Then you, at the end of that map, you slide back down and do more effleurage. Long stroking movements, like so. And just glide, okay? You always want to keep it very slick, because people's faces are not as smooth as this at all. They will get stuck if you just use your hands. You got to use something that will move. I want y'all to practice with that later, but that way you can see what it's like to move with the actual lotion on your hands. Now, I don't want to leave any of these out. That's why I got my book. So, petrissage. Petrissage is kneading. So, this is how you remember it when you go to take state board. You need a pet. Okay? You need a pet. How do you knead? You pinch. Like anybody needed bread? You pinch. Pinch. You would be shocked at how good this feels. But you can't do it up here. There's no skin to grab. I mean, you might be able to. Depends on how big the forehead is. But you pinch the cheeks, like so. Feel that. Reach up and do your own. It feels amazing when you have massage. When somebody else is doing it to you, it feels even better. Now, you can pinch up here. You can pinch the chin. You can pinch the cheeks. Oh, it feels so good. But anyway, so you pinch, okay? So pinch. And you can start with the chin, as always. Always start with the chin and work your way up. That way you don't forget where you're at. And listen to me. Everybody listen and pay attention and focus. These people don't know what you're doing. If you get out of line, they don't care. Start over. It's just more amazing for them. So what if I do something wrong? They're going to get mad. I'm like, they don't know. They don't know what you're doing. They've not been through this course. They don't know. Unless they're like a former aesthetics person. Then they'll be like, she didn't do that. But that's very rare. They're not going to complain. Any nail tech I've ever been to in a Vietnamese salon, they don't do the right movements ever. They do the ones they shouldn't do. I'll put it that way. I went and got a pedicure last week or 2 weeks ago before school started, and I got beat to death, basically. I was like, I'm never going to get him to, he did a great job on my scrubbing and all that stuff, got all that dead skin, but he about killed me when he was doing my massage. I was like raising up out of the chair. You have to check, make sure they're not hurting, because if they have diabetes, sometimes their legs will hurt. My mom can't handle a good rough, I think it's the same way, or I can't. But some people have what is it called? Anyway, your skin's real tender to the touch, and you just can't handle the movement. So you just need to just glide. You won't pinch that person. You'll do something different. So same thing here. So start with your chin, pinch, then work your way up. And of course, if they've got a big old forehead, you probably can. I mean, not sensitive, like, movable skin up there. You can. But mostly it's just the cheeks and the chin. Got it? All right. So from there, you're going to do tapotement. Did anybody think of what it's tapping? It's a tapping movement. This is my ultimate favorite. So you start at the bottom. You use all 4 of your fingers. This is the only time you'll ever use all 4 of your fingers. And you just tap. And you just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you can slide up here and do the forehead. And you just tap. You have to do all 3 of those at state board. You slide down and tap. And that's it. It feels amazing. Do it on yourself. And when you're laying in there and you're like, and somebody's doing that to your face, it feels amazing. So, anyway. So, do not forget these steps. They're amazing. Fulling. So, fulling is like, let me make sure. It's a form of petrissage. Okay, this one you can do on the face. Hold on. Fingers, both hands grasping the arm. No, that's for the arms. Friction is a chucking, rolling, and ringing. We'll do that on the arm when you're in manicuring. Tapotement. There is a tapping, and then there's a slapping. We're not going to do that on her face. And then there's a hacking, which is the chopping movement. You don't do that on the face. That's why I said tapotement, you only do the tapping. Now, you can do this, but it's very light slapping. I don't even call that slapping. It's just a hard tap. But you can here, and then come over here and do this. You don't really do it up here, but you can if you want to. All right. Most of the vibration is really kind of funny because you lay your hands. You wouldn't do it on their face. Most of these are not for the face. It's for the legs and arms. So vibration is a rapid shaking of the body part while the balls of the fingertips are pressed firmly onto the point of application. So you're literally holding down. Now this would normally take place on the arms or the legs. You can probably do it on the cheeks, but you're not going to do it as hard or as rough. So you'll lay your fingers down and you'll press and shake. Now, some people, that's weird. Like, I don't like doing that to people. I've never done it to anybody. But you can lay them down. It might feel, no, it just feels weird. It don't feel good. So that's the vibration movement. But you're just kind of laying and applying light pressure and moving it. Now, so there is different movements. We're going to go find those. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, there's the chin movement, which some of these are okay. Some of them are just kind of like, whatever. We did the circular, the mouth. So the mouth, you can come up here and then swoop around, bring it out, bring it back up to the nose and back up to the eyes. Then you go backward like that. These, like I said, these hit pressure points, so it feels good. The chin one is you're just pulling. It's the pinching one that we did earlier. And it's just lifting the chin. You can pull it, you can pinch, whatever. The circular movement we did, the mouth, nose, cheek movement, light circular at the temples. You can go back here and if they complain of migraine headaches or certain specific headaches that's in the temples, you can go there and the biggest thing is don't just stay in one spot because it starts hurting or it starts getting annoying or, feels weird. Then you have circular movements over the forehead. We did those. You can do, no, we've done that one. The circles across the forehead, nose and cheek movement. We did that. Mouth and nose movement. lip and chin, crisscross. So the crisscross movement, I do all those, and basically I just skip. I do those, but I include them in the circles and all that stuff. The crisscross movement is when you're done with your temples and move up, you can do a crisscross pattern over their forehead. Oh, she lost an eyelash. Pulling, making just big X's, and then you can do like I said, if they have a larger forehead, you can do little crisscrosses and go up, and then do another inch of crisscrosses across that upper part. There's one that's the scissor, or not really scissor, but like it feels good for headache movements. But you take your fingers and kind of do this number with it, but you're doing it like that. Remember, you always want to push in and slide back down. Push in and slide back down. That one's a little hard to do on some people because of the hairline. So, there's a brow and eye movement. If you really want to focus on making so I had a girl who, she was really sick, and she said, I'm not contagious, I just got a sinus thing going on. She said, I'm all clogged up. I really don't need to come see you. I said, no, you need to come see me, because this is where all of your sinuses live. And by the time it was over, her nose was pouring, and all of her gunk was coming out, which it worked out when she sat up, but when she's laying down, nothing come out. So it's good for us. But anyway, so you are focusing on going up these movements, like right through here. Let me see. We got that one. I don't do this one. This is an optional movement, but you have to kind of work from the side. You can hold this and do the chin. You can go here. That's a little bit much to me. The rotary movements we did. You can pull this up right through here. That's about it. But the biggest things are the three. And then you can just fill in with the other ones that you think. The crisscrosses are amazing. The tapping is amazing. The templar movements are, you just keep moving. You just don't stay in the one same spot. Is the biggest thing. And then after that, you're done, basically. And you've used there's either the massage cream or a moisturizing massage cream. If it's the last step, you use the moisturizing massage cream. If it's like the third step for the regular facial, you'll use regular massage cream, and then you use regular moisturizer at the end. It's all written down. Don't worry, you don't have to worry about that now. So that's basically it. So what I want you to do now is take your lotion. Like I said, it smells, smell of it. And I want you to start doing your long stroking movements first, and then start with your middle fingers and work your circles, and then come to the corners of the mouth, work your circles up, corner of the nose, work your circles up, eyes, work your circles up, and then circles across the forehead. Slide back up. Do those, and what I'll do is I'll make a map of the face. And you can kind of put my water over there. Sorry. How much do you everybody does? So when you're doing actual facial, you want plenty. Because the thing is, remember, you can't let your hand off of their face. So basically, you're sitting like this the whole time. Or here. Hold on, I gotta sit down. So when you first get your stuff out, it's a little thicker than what we've got. But you scoop it out and you put it here. And it gets really warm. So you keep your hand on their head the entire time. And you're warming this up. And then you add. Then you reach over and you add. And then you start smoothing. And if you need more, you just reach up here and grab more and come down. So you're gonna need quite a bit on your hand. If it's real runny, don't slobber it all over. But that's the biggest thing, is you want to not lift off of their face. Because if you lift off their face and then you go back and touch them, it makes them jump. Because you're like, they thought, oh, you're done for a minute, and they're not ready for you to put their hand back on you, or your hand back on them. So I'm gonna make a map. If y'all have trouble, so here is their face. The eyes, nose, mouth, ear. So you do circles up the chin, circles from the mouth, circles from the corner of the nose, circles from the temporal, from the eye, and then circles across the forehead. Everybody got that? Then you're going to do tapotement, all the way up the face. Okay, there's the tapotement of the face. You got your circles, the tapotement, and I'm gonna do little X's for the pinches. So you can pinch here. You can do here. And pinches here. Does that make sense? So, pinches or X's for your kneading. That's tapotement, which is the tapping. Ooh, too many P's. And then circles are espionage and little circles and long straight. You may have any questions? Do what now? If you need to, you can. Or just wipe her off really good and save her for the next go around. Because you'll be styling her up in a week or so. I think styling is next week. And I won't be with you anymore. Miss Watson and Miss Danielle. I'll be back in here at some point. I won't be gone the whole time. Yeah, shampooing and classic styling is starting on the 22nd. All right. Any questions at all?